Welcome to the Peasant Manor Farm. The house here originally was built as a single gable running north and south, and then that was done somewhere between 1900 and before 1916, when the second gable, the east-west gable, was added on. The east-west gable was added on when electricity was brought into the Fairview area, and when they did that, they went ahead and added the electricity into that part of the house, but the north-south gable, the electricity was added into after it was built, obviously. So we've got it as kind of a two-part construction there. And then after all that, the back door to the house on the north-south gable, they added a closet to the back of that, closing that off. And then the back door was, of course, added on the east-west gable out the back of the kitchen and above where the root cellar and the pantry were put. So how the family, the Whittles, lived here originally in this north-south gable, I'm not completely sure, but they had this front room here, probably a kitchen back in the back, and then a bedroom and kind of a landing area upstairs. And the landing area probably worked as a bedroom, but no privacy at all. And then when they added that section onto the house, they were able to add the kitchen and the root cellar and pantry area, different little things that were that gave them a bit of chance to store some of the food they probably grew around here. The root cellar had a door coming up into the kitchen, and so there's this door that was there that's now covered by where the oven is on a faux brick wall. And so that's that. Bathrooms were added as well. The original front door of the house goes from the bottom of the stairs in the north-south gable towards the dining room now. So that wall was a wall, and then the front door led out, and possibly French doors or something. I'm not sure how they quite did the double door that goes from the dining room, what's now the dining room, into what was the dining room. Things have been changed around. But that has the original moldings on it, which suggests that it was maybe like a French door that went out. But I just can't see them having a French door back in 1900, especially where they were poor, obviously, by the fact that that little tiny gabled area right there was the original house. This chimney that you see up top, of course, was added after the fact. There had to have been a chimney somewhere on here, I don't know where. And then in 1916, when the kitchen was added, a double chimney going from the dining room and the kitchen was shared, went up where that chimney is on the right hand side there. And that chimney now runs from the wood stove up the old dining room and kitchen chimney, the shared chimney, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, lets out all the smoke from the wood stove, which is mostly our primary heat source in the house downstairs at any rate. The root cellar got converted away from a root cellar, had a oil burning furnace added into it. The oil tank used to be out on that side of the house, apparently busted because a bunch of oil leaked into the basement at some point, into the root cellar, which is only under the back pantry area of the house. The oil furnace required a chimney being built, which is the red chimney that's on the back of the old 1916 chimney. I don't know exactly when that was added. It's still in good shape, and otherwise is completely unused, which is a bummer. It also sunk into the sand and the mud that's underneath the house, bringing part of the kitchen just slightly angled downward. It's caused a bit of problem, basically. So it seems to have stopped for the most part, and don't seem to be settling anymore. Any settling that happens in the house these days, as far as I can tell, my best guess, is caused because of, well, look where our water table's at, clear up here, visible right now. And then, of course, if that freezes and thaws and freezes and thaws, the house moves a little bit with that. But it's not too bad anymore. And considering it's been built in two main parts and a couple of small additions, it's not bad. It's not bad. So she's over 100 years now, as of this year. The newest part of the house, the east-west gable, is 101 this year. And the older part is closer to 115 or so. And then, of course, siding was added onto it, and that kind of brings it all together, makes it look sort of unified now. I have no idea when the garage was built, but that could be done in another video on its history. Probably was an old carriage house if it was original. Moving on.